Chuck, we have 5 commissioners.
We do? Great.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2022 February ERC meeting. We would like to get the meeting started. Is Commission Chair Conley on?
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the meeting over to you, Commission Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Quick question. Do we have a forum?
Yes, we have 5.
Okay, great. All right. Can I get a motion to improve January minutes?
Commissioner Hall makes a motion to approve January minutes.
Thank you.
Will second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor indicate by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye. Aye.
Monica, did you say aye?
I did.
Okay, great. All right, so approving the minutes, motion passes. Okay, can we go on to the first item part? Can you enlarge that, please? Is that as big as it gets?
Let me just try.
Doesn't look like it's full screen. That's good. That's good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, is there anybody here from public? Andrea, are you here? Yeah, I see you. Okay, thanks, Andrea. Do you want to just go through quickly how you achieved? Where's the participation? See, this is the problem. Okay.
This one is 100%, Commissioner.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I have someone from Eisler join the conversation as well?
I don't think it's necessary to try to get somebody on. You're 100%, so this
Okay.
shouldn't take too long. And by the time he gets
Okay.
on, we'll be already past. I just
Okay.
wanted to know how your process, how you got to that number, just quickly.
Sure. So this is a playground project. So really the work that we're having done is just the site preparation. We worked with the community to do a custom design for the playground equipment. So that was purchased separately along with the safety surface. So Eisler Landscapes is a woman-owned business, and they are performing a majority of the work on site. We asked them to bring on additional MB if possible, and so they had added on an MB firm an MB sub contractor to do some of the hauling off-site and the site fencing, just to increase some of our MB participation.
We appreciate the effort. Commissioners, does anybody have a question for Andrea? No? Okay, then can I get a motion, please?
Commissioner Hall makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. There are seconds. All in favor indicate by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, great. That motion passes. Thanks so
you.
much, Andrea.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, is this? All right, the next, is this number 2, the one, is this number?
This
2
is
that's
number
or-
2202-02. We sent back down for more participation.
Okay, all right.
This is 220203, and the next 3 are all housing authority.
Housing Authority. Okay, great. So we have Brandon and Renelda. All right, perfect. Let's move on to number 3. Renelda, if you want to tell us a little bit about the project, where you're at with this participation, it looks pretty good here.
Sure. So this is our vacant unit painting. It's our maintenance contract, $500,000 for 5 years. So they'll be painting the common areas and our dwelling units in the interiors. We do have 3 primes on the project, which is JNS Handyman Services. They're a certified MBE. Jaron Enterprises also She is a WBE and an MBE. However, she is not certified. There were a couple of issues that she had in the certification process. And then we also have whitewater painting as the third prime on the project. We do have full MBE participation, which is CSI construction, and then for our WBE Lady Carpenter as well. The majority of the primes and subcontractors have worked with HACP in the past. So we're very pleased with their work. Does anyone have any questions?
Commissioners, you guys good? Okay. Can I get a motion for this one? Sarah, you're unmuted. Do you want to give a motion?
Yes, I move to pass this.
Okay.
I can second. It's Monica.
Okay, Monica second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Okay, great. Motion passes. Let's move on to number 5.
Yeah, we want to move on to number 5, and then we'll come back to 4, Commissioner. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, this is our for our move management consultants for when HACP moves to 412 Boulevard of the Allies. So the prime on this project is SMC Studio. They are a certified WBE. So this is for a $55,000 contract for 18 months, and they'll be helping in the planning, the organizing, and execution of the move, and then just some post-planning as well for us. And so they will be getting 100% so of the project. So we do not have an MBE for this one, but they are a certified WBE for this project. So
Is this something because it's a consultant and a consultant contract? Is it something that can't be carved out?
it is a professional services contract that we do have, and so the majority of the work will be in-house to them, like with the firm.
They're not hiring anybody for us. They're just here to help us plan the move and help us write a scope for a moving service and all that stuff.
I mean, I'm good with it. You got 100%. Anybody else have any questions? No? Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve, Commissioner Kramer.
Thank you, Jenna. Can I get a second? Sarah seconds. All those in favor by approving this contract indicate by raising your hand.
Aye, Monica.
Aye. Aye. Thank you, Monica. All right, that motion passes. Thank you. All right, number 4, our problem child. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, this was not. So, Renaldo, did you want me to talk a little bit about it, and then you can talk about all the work you put in to try to get?
Yeah, sure. And we also have Chris Todd from Fuller Home Building joining us as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this, we kind of debated. We weren't sure if we needed a waiver or not, but so this was a contract that through the IFB process actually came out to be an emergency where they actually had to start doing some work already. So we went through the IFB, full IFB process. Fuller Home Building was the lowest bidder. They had done the outreach that is required. They reached out to at least, I think, 10 MBEs and 10 WBs. So they were reaching out to 20 different companies. They could not come to an agreement with any of them. I think Renelda audited their outreach and actually spoke to the vendors that they contacted and did verify that they were either more expensive or told them they were not interested in partnering with them. I don't, I mean, I'd be hoping if you guys are okay with a waiver for this one, because we had to use it for an emergency. So they did get on a roof to prevent some units from getting flooded from rain. But we wanted to present this, or at least I did, because this is, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm leaving the authority. So this will be my last meeting with everybody. Well, yeah, well, I want everybody to see just how hard Renella does work behind the scenes to make sure that we're not just pencil whipping in information. She contacted every vendor that this vendor, and Kristen, she's on the line too. She was very helpful in trying to, they tried very hard to find somebody, but every time they got a quote, it was coming back higher than what they were paying. And I think Renella submitted that documentation to Chuck. I don't know if it's part of the,
yeah, it's part of the package. I sent it along to the commission.
So that's where we are with this one, and we didn't know what else to do. And it's in our rules that we have to take something over 250,000 to you guys. So that's why we presented the plan to you.
Okay, my only question, I understand the position that you guys were in. So it was an emergency situation. There was the roof was leaking. So this cost of 260,279, is that for one roof?
For four roofs at Northview Heights, for four separate buildings.
Okay, and it's one contract for one location. Okay.
Yeah, we aren't allowed to split them up.
Okay. So if in fact you determine that another one of your buildings is in need of a roof replacement without it being an emergency, then maybe you would have a better opportunity to find some DBEs.
Yeah, that would be a separate procurement.
Because they can prepare for that job.
Yes, I believe.
The way this was explained to me by Chuck, and you guys kind of went through this, but you had to get somebody on that was familiar with the building because of the emergency situation. And that is why this came in the lowest bid. And because of the rush situation, these other DBEs, the ones that declined, said that they couldn't because they couldn't mobilize that quickly without getting extra help.
So that's not 100% accurate. So we did, this was a planned upgrade to these roofs for a couple of years, and we finally went out to IFB. It was only after the IFB had closed, we had the emergency. So once the IFB is closed is where Renelda did her due diligence and partnered with Kristen in reaching out to firms. It just, I guess we didn't shorten the time frame, but since they had won the bid and we had an emergency, we had to use them. They haven't actually done the full replacements yet. They had to go in and do patching to just to make sure that the units weren't getting flooded with the rain and the snow. So they haven't actually done the full roof. So it's not out of the question if they do. If somebody comes back and lowers their price, and we can surely update you as we have in the past, or Renelda can at least. But I'm comfortable that we have tried and exhausted all resources to try to get an MBE and a WBE on this project.
Yeah. Well, I would think that there would be an opportunity for hauling debris, but they came in too high.
Yeah, so the quote that was submitted wasn't feasible due to the increase in cost. So after the bid opening, Fuller did receive quotes that were higher than the material estimate used to submit the proposal.
Oh.
Yeah, the quotes are attached to the packet too, to show the higher quotes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, questions, commissioners? If you don't have any questions, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion to approve Commissioner Hall.
Can I get a second?
A second.
Thank you, Jenna. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye, this is Monica.
All right, guys. Brandon, we're gonna miss
We're
you.
gonna miss you,
Hey,
Brandon.
listen,
Thank you.
Congratulations on your deal.
I appreciate it. Listen, it's been great working with you guys since I kind of took over the program here at 2017 or whatever. I'd like to, I was thinking about this the other day. You guys have been very great to work with, and I really appreciate it in understanding, the rules that we have that are pretty rigid. And I don't think since I've taken over, we've had a plan that was actually turned down or requested we come back. So I
Yeah,
want to really thank you guys for recognizing the work that people like Renelda and Kim and everybody over here, and Chuck helps us, and the other authorities help send MBEs our way. This is a great program in the city. It is incredibly needed. So I do want to appreciate all the things that you guys have done for us. And it is sad that I'm leaving, but I know it's in good hands.
Brandon, can you tell us where you're going?
Yeah, so I'm working for a company called WNS Denali. They have an office in the Strip. I don't know how, I can't give too much about information about their clients, but I still do procurements, but it is for private companies that contract them out. So.
Good luck.
Congratulations, Brandon.
Luck,
Congratulations.
Brandon.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Take care. Thank you guys. I
Congratulations.
appreciate
Thank
it
you for
very much.
everything.
It's
You've
been
been
great
great.
working with you too, Brandon.
You as well, Chuck. Thank you.
Enjoy your new journey.
Will do. You may see me again. Who knows?
I was gonna say, maybe we'll see you out there.
Some city contracts, you might be in front of us again.
Yeah. Take care. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for participating. Anybody that's not an EORC commissioner or work for the office, you can jump off. We're gonna go through some IDQs. Thanks so much. All right, Apasna.
Okay, good afternoon, commissioners. Hope you're all doing well. So this is just an update. We don't need a vote here, but just an update on the recent ITQ work orders. So there are two DPW plans and two DOMI plans. So the first one here is the Oliver Bath House Commissioning Services. And the prime here is branch pattern. It is MBE. So this is 100% MBE participation. The project cost here is 76,500. The second one is Upper McKinley Park Trail Remediation. The prime here is PASHIC plus MTR, which is a WBE. And the project cost here is less than 50,000. It's 25,200. And they have one sub civil and environmental consultants. The third one is project management assistance for CAD conversion assistance. And the prime here is CDR McGuire. This is only 7,000, the project cost. So I won't get into the details. Then the last one is a supplement work order. It's active mobility improvement Homewood neighborhood plan. And the prime here is Kittelson and Associates. They have two subs on the plan, Envision Consultants and SP Thomas, both WBEs. The project cost here is 80,496. And the amount apportioned to the WBEs is 5,206 to Envision and 6,638 to SB Thomas. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Apasna.
What are they doing with that bathhouse? You guys know?
Say that again, Commissioner.
What are they doing with that that bathhouse?
The Oliver Bathhouse,
Uh-huh.
they're still working in it.
Yeah, so this is like it's a long project. It's going to go on, I think, till the end of 2023.
But what are they doing with it? What is the project? Do you know?
They're redesigning.
We're redesigning the pool and remodeling and doing some updates in there, because you know that all of our bathhouse is really, really old.
Yeah.
So they're doing some
Renovation and-
upgrades.
Aaron, it does seem like we've seen them pop up a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't know what, like, is that a membership? Like, do people belong to that? Is it?
Oh, you
kinda
can go, if you, once they open up and get up and running, you can go over there and go swimming if you want to. You can go over there and go swimming.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
my son took swimming lessons there. Do you
Yeah.
know if they're gonna like, because I mean, it is really old, and I wonder if they're gonna preserve some of that or just like update it.
I'm sure the historical,
Oh, okay.
We'll try to preserve as much as they can.
It's
I'm sure
great.
they
It's,
will.
it's really quite a landmark.
yeah, I know that it is. But yeah, it does pop up all the time. I'm like, what's the deal with this bathhouse?
Maybe
We
we
used to
can have
have
a
our
field trip
swim-
when it's done.
Yeah, like, I will see for
We used to have
ourselves.
our swimming meets in the Oliver Bathhouse in the late 70s, early 80s. That's where the cities used to have their meets at, the swimming meets,
So cool.
way back when. Yeah.
That's cool.
You can take a commission tour.
Yeah. All right, do you have some manager minutes?
Yeah, some quick updates, guys. I talked to the Gainey administration, and we're going to keep all of us on board, all 9 commissioners, which is great. We're looking for 2 more commissioners, guys. I talked to Commission Chair Connolly earlier today, and if you guys can get me any names that I can push up to the mayor, I would gladly appreciate it. So we're looking to keep the commission diverse. So I don't want to be sexist when I say this, but we're looking for males. All right,
Yeah, we got a lot of women.
yes,
There-
so
Are there other backgrounds that you're looking for specifically that you feel, would make great candidates?
would make me feel comfortable would be a construction background, possibly, a business background, possibly. And what I would really hope would be I don't want to say lifelong, but a city resident that's been here a while.
Mhm.
That knows the ins and outs of the city. Yeah.
It's if they have the construction, architect, engineering background, just because of the type of contracts that come in front of us, it's
Sure.
the knowledge of how bidding works and RFPs and proposals and that kind of stuff. Like, I have that experience in 2 different areas of past life jobs, my current job and when I worked for Macero. So, which is why I was invited to be on this board from Mayor Ravenstall back in the day. So, and just in my experience of being on this commission, it's helpful when people have a kind of broad scope of what that entails, and and what the due diligence is, good faith effort. I actually put projects together and and reached out to MBs and when I worked at Macero. So I had that background really helped me when I came onto the commission. So it would be helpful, but it's not 100%. I mean, we've all brought a lot of people up to speed that didn't have that background and have, been great servants of this commission. So, but if you have anybody in mind, any guys,
Yep. Please.
hey, listen, you can tell them, you can say, our commission chair keeps it to an hour.
Yes. Yeah.
Less.
Yes.
Less.
Let's not. And there's one other thing that I would like to do, and this is just on a voluntary basis. Upaz and I are looking now for our other category that we have to start taking a deeper dive into, and that's the LGBT plus community, which we have it booked for 5%. Okay, so if you know any companies that fit under that category that are local or regional, can you please send them our way with their description of their company? Okay, and their certification is national. There's no state certification.
Because I mean, they still have to be certified as a DBE.
Yes, but there's this national certification. And we have that national link with Posner and I.
Who was
So,
the group that council person Strasburger brought in to talk to us? They'd be a great resource for you.
yes, Posner,
Yeah, we have been reaching out to them. We'll also reach out to NGLCC, which is a national body and which does national certifications. But locally, we just mean if you come across anyone, you can direct them our way.
right, and if they don't have their certification, we'll send them to that national body to see if they can get their certification,
Great.
okay?
Oh, here's another thing that I wanted to bring up, and I kind of brought it up when they presented to us, but if it's a woman-owned business and, you know, and they're lesbian-owned, can't they use that? Like, just like we do if it was, you know, a Black female, they can pick which certification they want to use to get in on the contract.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, keep that in mind when you're looking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's an option. Same, you know, as a Black gay male, you know,
Right.
he could swap that off.
Right, and that's where I'll reach out to the primes. If they reach say they reach their WBEs at 7%, but they have this extra WBE company, it's also an LGBT company.
Right.
We'll push that to the LGBT category so we can get our numbers. Because I know the Councilwoman Strasburger, who presented this, is gonna look for a report towards it, you know, just to see where we are and in getting these companies on some of these contracts.
Well, I also feel like she needs to know that it's the responsibility of the companies to get to, you know, have to deem their company certified
Yes,
as a DBE.
yes, I agree. So,
Because that's not something you can tell by looking at them.
no, we can't, and I'm not the one that asked them. I'm not gonna be the one that asked them.
Yeah. So it's going to be the responsibility of the owner of the company to make sure that they certify themselves as a DBE.
Right, exactly. So,
Let that be known.
yes, I will. Other than that, as you can see, I'm in the room by myself again. I miss you guys. It's a big room. I was hoping that, you know, if we don't come back in the summer, maybe we could do something in the summer as a group outdoors. So we can reconnect and see everybody's faces in person again. So
Yeah.
maybe in August, if I can try to get our meeting to an outdoor facility, and we'll hook up a computer or whatever, and then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
That's
Yep.
good.
I bet a lot of us will be more comfortable getting together come summer anyway,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
inside or out by the summer, hopefully.
So that's good. And please give me those names of potential commissioners, because as you can see, to get a quorum sometimes is kind of tough. So we want to make sure we have enough to get it, okay?
Gotcha.
Chuck, would you consider ever thinking about some of the subs that you've worked with, not the ones that come before us a lot, but you know, some of the folks that do, you know, have this experience, could they be commissioners? Anyway, just a source.
I don't see why they couldn't be, but keep in mind that the mayor, I just send the names up to the mayor and they decide who they want. Now I'm going to push for male commissioners,
Yes.
but that doesn't necessarily mean we'll get them. Right? So
Two spots, right?
how many?
Two?
With 2 male commissioners? No, we only got James right now.
No.
But how many do we
looking
need
for
to
two.
fill?
Oh, we need to fill 2 spots.
Yeah.
2
I
spots.
I have somebody in mind I'm going to reach out to,
Okay, that'll be great.
involved in my neighborhood group
Okay.
over here. And
Yeah, so other than that, that's all I have. You guys have anything for Paz and I?
Nice work. Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we did it in a half an hour again.
Listen, we
Yes,
got
sir.
this down, guys.
We got it down.
Thanks for all the prep work.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Makes it.
No offense, Chuck, but I'm a little leery of bringing 2 men on and having.
Okay,
All right.
Commissioner Chair,
We
would you,
keep this rolling.
we're on a good roll, guys. We're really doing well.
I'm just joking.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Did you
everybody.
adjourn?
Bye.
Did you officially
you.
adjourn the meeting?
Adjourn the
Oh,
meeting.
Meeting is adjourned. I gavel.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.